What up though? It's Terrell with Socialite and we back with another one. So today we're going to be talking about a highly requested topic. I'm going to be detailing my path and everything that I did in between up until this point to give you a visualization of how I approach things and how I went about it. If you're new here, please, and I really say this, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, because that's pretty much why I haven't even been posting on here as much, because I haven't been getting the engagement I would like. I have been getting it on my IG, so definitely tap in there if you want to, stay in tune with the types of things I'm posting, because I'm going to be posting where I get the most engagement, you feel me? But back to the topic. As you've seen by the title of this video, it's labeled How I Came Up. It's all about transparency around here, so I wouldn't feel right if I just did all of these steps and then share the information or the types of things that I did just so I could stay in the position of oh, I'm doing better than you or something like that. No, I want everybody to do the same thing, and I want everybody to get to a point where they feel like me or greater than. I want people to surpass me, so that's the whole mission with this. I want these types of topics and these conversations to start being the norm within our community, and I want to make sure we stay on top of these types of things. I want you to be a lame if you don't know about the type of shit that I'm talking about. I want you to be looked at as a ham, because this shit should be common knowledge, and it's gonna be the type of shit that make a big impact in our futures. But yeah, let's get started. But yeah, let's get started. I'm gonna start from the beginning. So back when I first got started investing, last year in the midst of the pandemic is when I started. So we were all getting our PUA, unemployment, whatever. But I heard Donald Trump say something that really stuck out to me. And what he said was, you should invest your stimulus checks. And I thought about that. I was like, I mean, he got a good point with that, maybe let me just throw some in here and see what happens. So yeah, I gotta give him that credit. He planted that seed in my head, but that's neither here nor there. But that's around the time when I started buying Tesla stock. I started only buying like 1/10 of a share, 1/4 of a share, whatever. And then it started to add up, and the value of my portfolio started to increase, and that opened up other options and doors for me to take. So once my Robinhood balance got to around $2,000, they started offering me something that they call Robinhood Gold. That's when they offered me like, oh, we'll give you an extra $2,000 to play with in regards to your portfolio. Me signing up for Robinhood Gold essentially gave me credit, or it gave me the portfolio balance that I have to match with to invest. So after they did that, I didn't really mess with it, I just signed up for it to make sure the option stayed there, just in case type shit. So I kept buying my Tesla stock. I kept feeding it, just watering it like a plant, here and there, here and there, here and there, just putting a little money. Next thing you know, it started to add up quickly. Then I got like $10,000 worth of Tesla stock, and next thing you know, I got $10,000 worth of margin on hand. So the possibilities, started to open up in my head, sort of say. I started to think like, I can use this equity to fund other things now. So that's when I first got into the crypto space. This borrowed money that they give you is called margin. So whenever you see somebody talking about margin, that's what they mean, money that they initially didn't have, that they're just borrowing from the brokerage. Each brokerage usually offers margin, and it depends on the brokerage what type of margin they will give you. Sometimes they will match you 2-to-1, 4-to-1, anything in between. So just be on the lookout and make sure you read the small print. But in Robinhood's case, they match your margin 2-to-1. So then fast forward a couple months, because nothing was really happening for real. I was just adding to my pot, just here and there slowly. And then we fast forward to when I started to get my foot in the door with crypto. So what I originally did is I first used my margin on Bitcoin to buy crypto. This around the time when Bitcoin was less than $10,000, and I felt like cryptocurrency was about to blow up soon. So I made sure I just, had a little bit just to play with. I put around like $10,000 worth of margin on Bitcoin. But this is the scary part, y'all. Please beware if you ever decide to use margin, because if your portfolio value starts to go down to a certain extent, they're going to want their money back. They don't care if whatever you're going through, you know, they're going to want what you gave them back. And when my Tesla stock started to go down, once they did the 5-to-1 split, the price went down a little, and that caused me to get something called a margin call, which is when they want their money back. And when a margin call happens, it can be the scariest thing ever if you don't really know how to navigate it, which I didn't. So I immediately sold all of my Bitcoin, and I sold it at around 10,000, what I got it for, just to pay off my margin, because I knew that that was something I didn't want to fuck with at the time, because I wasn't advanced enough. I didn't know enough yet. So I definitely stayed away from it for a while. But then as time went on, my Tesla stock started to grow again. And this is around Christmas. So around that time, Tesla was approaching all-time highs, which gave me about $50,000 worth of margin. So, like I said before, what I noticed out here in LA, these rich people, they don't use their own money to make money. Make sure to tap in with that video as well. But yeah, I started, you know, thinking about it more logically. I started reading more into margin and seeing that, you know, it's only 2.5% interest. I'm like, wait, that's better than a credit card, you know? And then I also signed up for the Robinhood debit card, which enables you to have direct access to that. So you can literally go put a down payment on a house. You can go get a car just using the collateral from your portfolio, which is margin. This opens up a lot of doors and possibilities and just everything. You know, you start to look at things differently, like, damn. So once I had about, you know, 40K margin, I wanted to get back in the Bitcoin game, because around this time, this one had been running up crazy. It was a 30-40,000 at this time. So I bought in at 40,000. I used all margin. And this is when I started to learn the definition of diamond hands, because once I bought Bitcoin at 40,000 using my margin, it seemed like it instantly fell to $30,000, and I was at like a $7,000 loss, and I was literally going through it. Like, I wanted to damn near kill. I wanted to, you know, do some other things, like seriously, like, I don't want to say it, but I really felt that way, seeing my profits just dwindle like that, on top of the fact that I wasn't losing my money, I was losing their money, and I knew that they were gonna come calling for it. So I just diamond held it, and I put a sell order to sell my Bitcoin at like $45,000, just so I could get out of it, because I felt like the margin was just too much for me. Like, it was crazy. It was too much volatility for me. I couldn't handle it. I was a paper hand. But what really taught me the definition of diamond hands is going through the GameStop situation, because I hadn't really knew anything about it, and I kind of watched it go from $4 all the way to like $40. And by the time I bought in and it was all over the news, the shit was at like $150, $200 or whatever. So I had FOMO'd in. I didn't really know the fundamentals. I didn't know what was going on. I just wanted to be a part of what the big topic was. So as GameStop kept going up, $250, $300, I just kept buying. The shit went all the way up to $500. So it was just like, what the hell? How can this thing go? But eventually that's when, you know, Robinhood and all the other brokerages, they cut off buying, and you could only sell it. And that caused the price to tremble. Like, it was crazy. It went all the way back down to $40, and it happened so fast. I didn't even really get an opportunity to sell it at an L, which actually turned out to help me in the long run, because while it sat at around $40 the next month or so, I was like, you know what, since I'm already, you know, so far in the hole, I'm gonna use this as an opportunity to buy this shit at a discount. I was just buying it at $400-$500. Why not buy it at $40? So I literally doubled down using margin. I used margin to double down on the GameStop and more than tripled the shares that I had. And now it's paying dividends. And once I doubled down on GameStop around $40 and I seen it go back up to $160, that's when I knew I was on to something. Because the whole time mainstream media was telling me to do the exact opposite, which was to stay away from all of that stuff, to sell, to not get involved. But little did they know, while trying to coerce me into trading the way the traditional investor does it, they made a beast out of me. And now that I came up so crazy off of margin, off of using Robinhood's money to buy my crypto, they never gave me any more margin, because they already know what the hell I'm gonna do with it. At this point, I'm supposed to have well over 6 figures worth of margin on standby, but they never gave me access to any more, which is fucked up in my opinion. So yeah, fuck Robinhood for that, cause they know damn well they supposed to be giving me them bands, but they know that I'm gonna keep bubbling off of their money without putting up my own collateral. So it's kind of like a cap on me, sort of say, but that ain't gonna stop shit. It's inevitable for me at this point because, like I said, I already had the chessboard lined up. I already had my seeds planted and I was watering them. So it was just a waiting game for me. But yeah, after diamond hand and just holding on to it and going through all those trials and tribulations, you know, that's when crypto started to creep back up again, and Bitcoin went way past my $45,000 sell point that I had set after Elon Musk had announced that Tesla was accepting Bitcoin. So that caused it to skyrocket, and that gave me all of my margin back plus more. So now I was sitting around with this big ass pot of money, and this is around the time when I was invested in Doge, but I wasn't really taking it serious. But I started to just look at the graphs, and I seen that it was a big bull flag forming, and I seen that through the chart. So I was like, you know what? I'm about to put my money on Doge. So I put around $20,000 worth of margin on Doge, and that's how I came up. So for those who don't know, I did not just have a boatload of money that I just threw on Doge just because I had it like that. No, I took a motherfucking risk and used their money to come up with. And during this time while I was waiting, the way I had positioned my portfolio, I already knew that I was gonna win. I already had Tesla, I already had GameStop, I had some Bitcoin, I had some Dogecoin. So in my mind, it was just a matter of time for me. I'm like, it's no way I can lose, you know. I'm in every direction. I felt like I was Kawhi Leonard to the goddamn stock market. I'm like, shit, this go up, I'm already over here. This sector go up, I'm already over here. So that's when I became a lot more comfortable within myself, within the market, once I had figured out the chess pieces that I had lined on the board, you know. But to sum it all up, the only thing I did was leverage the money that Robinhood gave me based on the collateral of the stocks that I had already owned previously. And you get access to this once you get to $2,000. So once your account value is worth $10,000 with stocks, they're gonna give you another $10,000 to play with that you can use as your own personal credit card. Margin is also a good way to catch stocks on discount and other things like that, just in case you didn't have the money on hand to make a move at that very moment. It can be very helpful. But like I say, the shit can be very dangerous, and it just adds another level of stress to your investing. So definitely stay away from this if you not cut out for the big dog game, because once you start fucking with margin and things like that, you in a whole nother bag. Now I'm learning that, you feel me, everything that you can finance in life, you can finance it using your stock portfolio. You know, that's adding a whole different element to the finance game, and all it comes down to is the access to information, because this is the type of shit that you will not hear. You don't see people talking about this. But that's what I'm here for, to put y'all hip to all these small innocuous details that needs to be heard, because these small details make a big impact, like I always say. But yeah, man, if you liked the video or if you learned something new, make sure you hit that like button for me. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, because that will also encourage me to post more on this platform. The engagement is everything. That's the determining factor on if other people get this type of information, or if you're gonna be stingy and keep it all to yourself. So just do those simple things. It's free. Like I always say, I'm not asking y'all for no damn money or nothing, just to hit a goddamn subscribe button. Don't forget to follow me on IG. I'm out.